Jim from New York called in the second hour of the program, and he was not happy at all with the show or with me, and this is what it sounded like.
Jim in New York.
Jim, what do you think?
Yeah, couple comments about political. Yeah, I think the situation wouldn't be so bad if the president would have been honest about the airborne passing of all this, and passing it off as not being serious. We got over 250,000 Americans dead. 250,000 Americans dead.
All right, what's your point?
You seem like you're just pushing
I
this
wish.
off.
Look, here's the pause for a second. All right, 8,500 people die every day in this country. All right, I understand that people like you don't know that, but let's put into context what goes on in America. Every year, 2.8 million people die every year in the United States of America. There are 330 million, some odd of us in this country. I wish we were immortal. I wish no one died. 2.8 million people a year die, all right? And around 8,500-ish per day, all right? So this obsession with COVID as if it's the only thing that kills people is media fear porn that has in many ways driven people insane, right? The average age of death from COVID is older than the average age of death from all causes in this country. These are facts that should be well known that aren't. Again, just to repeat it, you are more likely to die of every cause in America today at a younger age than you are from COVID. Over half of all deaths from COVID are in nursing homes, which is where people typically go, unfortunately, and end up dying. Now, I wish no one died. I wish it had never happened. But what has become clear, I think, to many people out there, is that the lockdown, the shutdown in general, is a debilitating, destructive, and ultimately horribly flawed decision that we have made. And by the way, it's one that people are making again in New York, idiot politicians, in Chicago, in LA, all these different places that are trying to lock down again. They don't work. And all they do is cost people their jobs, their livelihoods, and kids are going to be out of school for years at a time. They're never going to make back up everything that they've lost. So what was this dude's name?
Jim.
What's your
well,
point?
Obviously, you cut me off here. Well, yeah.
Yeah. So what's your actual point?
Well, my point is, you claiming credit for football playing, that's totally obscene. And the
Obscene? Obscene? It's obscene.
Wait, can I talk?
You aren't making any point. What is your point?
Okay, here's my point. I made points. You know what? You drank the Kool-Aid right along with Fox. You have to take an oath to conspiracy theories and all this to work for Fox.
I don't work for Fox. I don't work for Fox.
Well, you're on the Fox network that I'm listening to.
Yeah, this is Fox Sports Radio, which isn't in any. I'm not employed by Fox Sports. I'm employed by iHeart.
Well, yeah, but obviously you have to follow their policies, though.
You think that somebody calls? You listen to this show, and you think that somebody says, Clay Travis, you have to say X, Y, and Z every day on your radio show. You legitimately think, listening to this program.
It does sound like that.
Okay, you think. You know what I think? You are an
an
imbecile. Continue to talk. You still haven't made a point.
Yeah, well, there you go. A typical Fox person calling somebody names. Now, my point is, here we go. You just claimed all this stuff that's not true. There's one, it's just ridiculous how.
What did I say that's not true?
The three cities that you mentioned happen to be all Democratic cities. Why is that? Why didn't you know? Why aren't you talking about how Utah and these other cities, these red state cities, have all doing the lockdowns too? They're all doing the mandatory mask and all that. Why did you just throw out the Democratic cities?
I said New York, L.A., and Chicago because they just literally are massive cities. Almost every city is run by Democrats.
All bull crap. Goodbye. You're a jerk.
So there you go. We got some positivity. I want to balance it all out.
Goodbye.
5-star reviews,
You're
positive
a jerk.
things. But Jim in New York, not, so we got it balanced out. We need to bring back I Hate You, Clay Travis, I think. The truth of the matter is, I kind of feel like America's sweetheart most of the time. I used to get a lot of negativity on the callers and everything else. Now, it's almost all positive, right? I mean, do you remember, back in the day when we first started, there was a lot of negativity. Now it's like, I really am. I'm America's sweetheart.
Oh, it was a bloodbath. Your first week on the air, I literally was your only supporter.
I think Jason Martin.
Oh, I don't know. He was getting a paycheck, but he muted you right away on Twitter, remember?
Well, it took a couple of years. Somehow he was working here, and he muted me on Twitter, which I should have fired him on the spot for that.
Oh, one of my coworkers told me after the first week of Outkick, he was like, I don't know, Danny, I hope you stay in this time slot because this Clay guy, he's not going to last for, I don't know, maybe 6 months. I'll give it 6 months.
5 years. And not to brag or draw attention to myself, but by far the most successful morning show that's ever existed in the history of Fox Sports Radio. But maybe that's just because I took the oath to say exactly what they want me to say.